would you say the last 10 years, and you've referred to the Amrit Kal in this book also a few times,
yes.
has been especially good for Muslims as opposed to earlier, marginally good, or now there's just a lot more awareness so people are talking about it? Like, is it an outlier as far as opportunities for Muslims are concerned? Should 2014 to 2024 be seen as the golden age for Muslim opportunity?
Thank you for the question. We can take two positions here. So either we can see it in this way that India is rising, and India is rising, so we all rise with it. So everyone, a rising, there's
Tide
a phrase
lifts all
for,
boats.
a rising tide lifts all boats. That is one way of seeing it. The other way of seeing it is the absolute cynical way, which is that it has been absolutely bad for Muslims. Either way, let me and I'm sure you subscribe to the second one, based on your line of questioning. So let's for a moment concede your point that it has been absolutely horrifying
but that's
for
not
Muslims.
My point. Here's just one request.
Let's just take anyone's point.
Yeah, one sec. You speak for your point. I will speak for mine. Please don't say this is your point and now I will tell you about your point. I will make my point myself. I'm here. I have a vocabulary.
I mean, it is pretty evident, but okay, let's just say the last 10 years...
No, it's not. My positions are a little more nuanced.
Let's just say.
And I can explain them should you want to understand them. But go ahead, tell me your point. Don't tell me my point. I know my point.
So let's just say the last 10 years have been absolutely horrible for the Muslims. So there, we need to learn from two reference groups. And one is the Kashmiri Pandits and one are the Jews. And this is something that I think I've mentioned it in my book, or I may have mentioned it in some interviews, that the Kashmiri Pandits, they took that devastation, when the exodus happened and when they were, everything was snatched from them, their locale, their properties, everything was snatched from them. And even then, they've done so well. And they've done so just because they are a hard-working community. Now, I'm saying that even if there is a sense of victimhood, which I know exists, which gets written about a lot in newspapers, even if a sense of victimhood does exist, we should use it as fire to fire up our ambition and our personal development, because that's what this book is about. It's about coming up from the deepest kind of setbacks that one can possibly face or imagine, and then rising up like a phoenix from there. So community development and personal development needs to be divorced from politics. Nobody is going to give us anything. Neither Prime Minister Modi, nor is he obliged by the Constitution to do anything special for Muslims, nor Rahul Gandhi, nor any other ABCD person who becomes the Prime Minister. Let's just say nobody is going to do anything for us.
I think that's a great attitude to have.
We have to believe in our own selves. And I, as a Muslim, I can believe, based on Sania Mirza's chapter, that yes, I can be world number one, So that is the level of ambition that we have to keep. And when we do that, that is how we uplift our community. That is how community upliftment is done. You look at the Parsis, you look at the Kashmiri Pandits, you look at the Jews. What kind, Kashmiri Pandits ka kaun si political representation rahi hai, unki Parsis ki kaun si political representation rahi hai. Kashmiri Pandits ke saath hinsa hui hai. After that, they've risen, and you can see them at the top in so many fields. I can name so many people, who are doing so well, but I don't need to name them because we all know the resilience. And this is one community which has done so without complaining, without whining about it. And they've just taken that setback as a fuel for making stellar progress.
Right.
And so whichever position we take on it, obviously the truth is somewhere in between.
Sure.
Because when India rises, we rise along with it.
Right.
That is also true. And at the same time, there has been a lot of confrontation between Muslims and the government. That is also true.
Right.
Now, we can use it as fuel for fueling our ambition at a personal and at a family level.
Sure.
Now, here I'm making an appeal to Muslim families that when you are, for example, when you're planning a family, plan ahead. Think like how American couples, when they conceive a child, the moment they conceive a child, they start a college fund. So you have to think कि हमारे बच्चे को Nobel Prize मिलना चाहिए. This is the kind of ambition that we need to have. My kid needs to go to Oxford. So that should be the ambition. That is how we will progress as a community. नहीं तो Rahul Gandhi ji भी हमें कुछ नहीं देंगे, Modi ji भी हमें कुछ नहीं देंगे. Let's be very clear about it.
So I completely agree with you on that.